And welcome to another edition of Tiger Talk. We are live from Melvin's Restaurant, as we are every Wednesday night during football season. I'm Stewart Shelby, joined by Neville head football coach Jeff Tannehill. And, Coach, congratulations on another big win, kind of getting that winning close to a streak right there. But a 50 to, I believe, 18 win over a very talented North Caddo team.
Oh, no doubt about it. You know, it's anytime you get a W, that's what we're looking for. And, just trying to improve each week and get better. And, obviously North Caddo had some really good players that we talked about last week on the show. And, they performed pretty well the other night. And but I thought our guys met the challenge and really came out and played hard at the beginning and then moved in, scored a little before halftime and then really put it away in the fourth quarter. I was proud of that. And we played 4 solid football quarters and just try to keep getting better and better.
Well, I mean, you came out hot on offense, and it really never stopped for the rest of the night. You did have to contain. I mean, we can't go too far without really being impressed by number 4, that Omarion Miller.
Right.
I mean, he touched the ball, I believe, 8 times, and athletes like that sometimes you run across every now and again.
Oh yeah.
And he was very talented nonetheless, and he got his a couple of touchdowns on some big plays, but your offense was able to kind of keep him he was a threat, but not a threat to maybe winning the football game.
Right. Well, we felt like, early on we stopped them early, got the safety on the punt, and then we went right down and scored. And so we jumped out on them 10-0. So, and then, boom, here he comes.
Yeah.
Makes a play and goes scores a touchdown. So, as long as we kept that little cushion of 10 points or so, we felt like we were in good hands. But, I was proud of the offense for answering back after he made some tremendous plays, and when I try to explain to these people on Wednesday nights how good somebody is, I hope they take me serious because I'm not shooting them a line. I want them to understand that cat was a really good player on film and in person.
He was. he was the real deal. He was the real deal. And I got to go back to something that I'd never seen in my football life until Friday night. And then, the kid that punted it, and he punted it 4 yards forward, and it rolled back. And we went back and looked at the film. It should have been the ball. And we don't have it. We don't have it on here because we messed that up. You can blame the Neville Tiger Network for not having that replay. No. But it was kicked around the 2, which the ball would have been placed on the 2, and that you'd have had great field position. We would have had a touchdown instead of 2 points.
Well, I asked an official this morning. I talked to an official this morning about that, and what he's told me was that the ball, the what carried that ball towards the end zone was the kick. Okay, not from the guy that
from
kicked.
The guy that touched it.
It was already going towards the end zone. Unless they possess it before it goes in, it continues to go in.
Okay, so even if he touches it,
right,
it's just I guess because that's gaining yards from you.
Right.
If it was coming backwards, you'd have to possess it to stop it. But if it goes the other way, if it touches a guy, it kills it there.
Yeah.
Okay, so once again, I was wrong when it comes to officials. I'm sorry.
But no, I specifically asked that question because you brought that up over the weekend, and I wanted to know for myself. And so I asked about a couple other things too. But, that was one topic that came up, and they had already seen it on film over the weekend and told me that, and I asked him about the kick, and he said, no, he said the momentum of the kick carried it into the end zone whether he possessed it or not.
So it was going to be a safety nonetheless. And then, lo and behold, we see another one on Sunday when Thomas Morstead does it. A little different.
Right.
But anyway, so let's get into some of the highlights here.
Good.
I think we start with you start off the scoring after the safety. Here's the next touchdown. This is Anzalone.
Yep.
Just a little quick pass to Vaughn.
Yeah, we worked the week before. We threw the inside receivers, short passes, the little mid-range stuff, and then got a great block out of Bradley Hannon on the edge there to go ahead and score that touchdown. But Brooks is really seeing the field well. I hope it continues this week.
Definitely has been. And then Jalen Nichols with your second touchdown here on the night, and a nice – that's his first of 3. On the night.
Man, he's really coming on strong, and I would like the way he's really playing. And, obviously our offensive line is doing a great job. Mason had a good kick-out block right there. So, they're starting to gel, and it's really fun to watch them grow and get better each week.
And there's one of our players of the week here. One of his first plays is Robert Graves, and he just was all over the field all night long for your defense.
Yeah, I thought he had a great night the other night. Our defensive line had a really good night the other night, and it shows they didn't run very much on us. So here he comes fighting off a block there. Robert makes a great play. Good pursuit by our defense.
Nice pursuit by the defense, and then Graves again. I think he gets probably credit for a sack here on third down. There it is.
Quarterback tried to keep it inside, and then Brody Watley did a great job of making him bounce outside. And we really, defensively, we try to make everything bounce and run to our athletes out there that can really tackle in open spaces.
Well, that was a play that I brought up a long fourth down, and that was the play where Miller, he was on his back, and he reached out and grabbed one. So hey, hand me that microphone.
Yeah, we're having a little technical difficulties out of my mic, I think.
Let's see. Let's change this thing out.
Yeah, I don't know why it stops and starts, but this might.
Go. Let's see. There we go. So turn that one up. That should be in 3.
We ready?
Yeah, I believe so.
Ricky Rob, can you hear me?
Yeah, there we go. All right.
We're good. We're back.
Some little microphone issues. All right, so we were at Graves with the sack, and we talked about that catch in the end zone where, Miller was laying on his back and then reaches up and grabs one.
One of the most unbelievable catches I've ever seen.
Every one of his catches were well defended.
Two or three people
on him. He comes up with the play. All right, but let's get back to the Tigers, and here's Jalen Nichols again. He had a big night. This was another big gain for you to get in.
They just did a great job of following blocks there. It looks like Thomas Campbell was leading the way there, and then he finishes the run strong all the way down inside the 10, and it just he's seeing the holes much better. And, of course, when they're bigger, it's always easier to see. But, again, our offensive line did a great job the other night.
Yeah, I think Nichols got you down there, and then you give it to him. He punches it in right here to kind of cap off this job.
Look at the push we have with those black jerseys in the middle right there. That's tight ends all the way to Big Lance Hurd in the middle, and then Jalen just gets right in behind him and drives it in there.
All right, and then back to the defense. You go up, I believe that was like 22 or something to 6. And then Anzalone Perkins, a name we hadn't called much, but has been playing well for you in the trenches.
Yeah, we've had some injuries on that D-line with Jaden Webb being down, and Anzalone's done really well right there. Gets a big sack. He and Breland finishing him off. But he's another sophomore been getting a little playing time, and he's done a really good job for us.
And from, one Anzalone to another, here's Brooks's TD pass to Gibson here from 32 yards out.
Good job of pass protection there, and Gibson gave him a good move there and beat him over the top. So that's been a good connection for Brooks here this year, and he's just Jalen's really done a great job this year of running routes and getting open and catching the football. Man, it's been fun to watch him get better and better.
He's gotten – I wouldn't say he's gotten faster, but he's gotten a lot more separation this year than he did in the past, and he's created a lot of opportunities for him in the passing game.
Really worked hard in the offseason on route running, man, and just catching the ball. That's something that he really spent a lot of time this summer with Brooks, and they've teamed up quite a bit this year.
All right, so Anzalone to Gibson. Here's a nice little swing pass to Caleb Vaughn again for another big gain, and that's another sophomore that's starting to make some waves.
Done a good job here. We ran well, that's actually Jalen Nichols out of the backfield. So
that is Nichols.
Yeah, that's a swing pass, and boy, he popped a little crease there and got down to about the 30-yard line. That was good. A little third and short play we run sometimes, and he doesn't usually get that ball, but he was the one that was open, and Brooks did a good job of finding him open there.
So Nichols on the swing pass, and then here's a fourth down stop deep in your territory here.
Yeah, the game's kind of hairy right here. You know, we don't really know, and they did a good job I can't tell who that was, but I remember just saying that, we did a really good job of – that's Riley right there on the defense, and looks like Cagle also did a really good job of pressing the receivers at the line of scrimmage there on 4th and short, and that was a big sigh of relief for me. I can tell you that, because I think we go right back down and score again here and really open it up a little bit. Well,
you had a punt right there mixed in, and then here's some. Just talk about special teams just a little bit here on your punt coverage here. It's a nice punt by Pettis.
And done a great job,
great coverage here by your special teams here.
Yeah. Letting it
Kyle
roast.
Markle down there.
Good job. See how he gets in front of that ball and downs it inside the 5-yard line. It's a great job just doing what he's been coached to do.
And here's Dakota Newton, a nice tackle for loss. Hadn't called his name.
Dakota, he's been one of those guys worked in there quite a bit here lately, and just glad to see him get some time on the field.
Let's see here. Here it goes.
Yeah. Little draw look there. There comes Graves again.
No, that's Graves.
That's Graves.
That's Graves right there.
Yep.
He's
a good open field tackler, man. He's a good athlete, fighting off the blocks there and making a play behind the line of scrimmage again.
All right, Fobbs, you can't get through a defensive game without calling that man's number. And here's another nice sack for him. This is deep. I don't think – this is – he steps up. He had Watley force him up to it, and then Fobbs and Dewoo kind of finished him off right there. Yeah. So your defense doing what they do. I mean, the only offense – they had, I think, 270, 80 yards, 90 yards of offense, but 260 of it came from one guy.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Amari Miller.
Yeah, Amari. And
that's the one thing that we did. We didn't let anybody else get loose.
Exactly.
He got his, but, it's kind of like letting Michael Jordan score his 62 points. As long as nobody else scores, we're in good shape.
You're in good shape.
And we did a great job of making sure 3 and 7 didn't get loose, the quarterback and the running back. And, and then 4, at times had some, catches and plays. But, we pretty much contained everybody else. And, anytime you got that 12, 14-point cushion, that always makes them put them in a position to have to do something a little different. So I felt like, defensively, we did a pretty good job on everybody.
Jalen Nichols back in it here. I think this is his 3rd touchdown of the night, and this young man's racking up some touchdown numbers here. No, that's the defense. That's that defensive stop.
Look at the gang tackling right there. Man, that's fun to watch those guys running the football and make plays.
Do you got Nichols over there? The one right before that one? Yeah, here it is.
Good 31 job. Look at that wall. I mean, it was great wall. Good finishing block right there, Bradley Hanlon. Yeah. And then he does the rest of it by getting in the end zone.
All right, and then this is, I believe, Graves again with a nice pass breakup. They tried a little screen pass here, and you see him come up and just take the legs out of the receiver. And looks like Fobbs wanted to get
picked it off.
Picked it off, But that would have been an easy 6 for the defense.
Right. The best part about that is he didn't let number 4 get going, because once he gets going, man, he's just hard to bring down. So, and I know he had a lot of good catches the other night. But we also had some really good defensive plays covering him.
You did. I mean, you covered him well. Even the plays he made, it wasn't. Had great defense on him. I mean, he was coming through 2 guys, and it was just one of those deals. The way that the quarterback would throw that football, he'd throw it straight up in the air, and it would come almost straight down, and that's a hard pass to defend. Not making anything too light of it. But all right, let's see what's next. This is Nichols', I think, 4th touchdown of the night.
Another good job of running. He stays along that wall and then breaks a couple tackles there. And, I mean, he just he had a good night the other night.
And I like to see Hanlon blocking downfield.
Oh,
He's he just
Hanlon's
kept going. He had a couple of guys, DBs, kind of within his grasp there.
Well, Bradley's done a good job of blocking. Jaden Gibson does a good job of blocking, and of course they both catch the football really well. But that's part of playing wide receiver. You got to block downfield to finish off. That's where your touchdowns come in, when the receivers get downfield and block.
We talked about Breland Robinson earlier in the broadcast. Here's another tackle for loss from the Tiger linebacker.
Yeah, I mean, he's Johnny on the spot right
there.
Just
quick to the ball.
Yes.
I mean, your defensive line did their job, opened up a lane for Breland to come and make a play.
Yeah, I thought he he plays well every Friday. He's a lot like Fobbs, and he's one of our main leaders on defense, and he just does a great job, and he tackles well in space.
And here's a play I called on the air that I think the first pass caught by Thomas Campbell as a Tiger at tight end, but it got called back on a penalty. But we're gonna show it anyway.
Yeah,
this is Will's little, not so little brother.
Yeah,
but
great job
nice job, and watch him fight for yards.
I thought
here.
He was going to get in there.
I did too, and then but a penalty brought that back, and right after that, Jonathan Green gets his second touchdown in as many weeks.
Yeah, good run there, good block. Right there, another block by Thomas Campbell, and he slides in the side door over there for a touchdown.
And then to cap everything off, we got one more sack here, and I forget who this is, but I think that's Fobbs coming in.
Yeah,
and he's got a couple of sacks here to kind of, this ends the game right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just some big hits there.
And the other
and that was the original quarterback had been knocked out of the game. I don't know if it was knocked out or.
Yeah, I think they just pulled him at the end there. But our physical conditioning has really been a plus here the last couple of weeks, and you could see that Friday night we were wearing on them a little bit late in the game, and that's when we really kind of pulled away from them. But it's just fun to watch our guys on defense fly the football, and obviously we're going to have to fly the football this Friday coming up.
Yep. Big game against the Ruston Bearcats over at their place this Friday. We're going to talk about that coming up in our last segment here on Tiger Talk. But before we do that, we've got a couple of Bingle Bells here that we're ready to talk to in our next segment. And it's Coach Chris. We got
Coach Chris Campbell.
Coach Chris Campbell will be here in segment number 3, so stay tuned for that. But it's time to pay a few bills here on Tiger Talk. We got to take a quick break. When we come back, we will have a couple of Bingle Bells and talk about their summer and what's going on with the fabulous award-winning Bingle Bells. Coming up next, right here on Tiger Talk. Stay with us.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizzas, 9, 12, or 14 inch. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from, 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta noodles. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
When Neville Nation craves delicious fast food, there's only one place that comes to mind: Sonic Drive-In on North 18th. Whether it's a breakfast toaster on your way to work or school, one of the many lunch combos, a mid-afternoon Route 44 cold drink, a pregame popcorn chicken, or a postgame Sonic Blast, the Sonic on North 18th Street has you covered. So drive through or park and wait for a friendly car hop today to find out why our Sonic is the Sonic on North 18th Street in Monroe. It's definitely Tiger approved.
If you've been injured in an accident, you could be compensated in several different areas. You may have personal physical injuries. You may have financial injuries. You may have lost wages. These are all things that we can put our experience to work for to help you here at Parker Alexander.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Being a strong team means accomplishing great things by working together. Being a Neville Tiger means striving for excellence in all things. Origin Bank and Neville High School share a long history of making a difference in our community. Together with the Food Bank of Northeast Louisiana, we're able to provide Bank and Neville Tiger football. Always a winning combination. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go,
All right, welcome back. After a couple little technical difficulties, they've kind of been a little bit tonight. Something's in the air. But welcome back. Sitting here at the Sleepy Hollow set here that we appreciate all this nice furniture. Do y'all like this furniture?
Love
ladies?
it.
Yeah, it's Bingle Bell approved. But we have Mallory Washington and Addison Moses joining us, as Mallory's a captain, Addison's a co-captain.
Yep.
Okay. Both of y'all have been on the Bengals for 3 years, right?
Yes.
So let's talk. A question for each of you. Maybe how it started as a sophomore, and now it's your senior year. Kind of take me through that process, how it's changed for you.
You want me to go?
Addison, go ahead.
Okay, so I started on Bengals my sophomore year of high school. I've done dance all my life, so it wasn't – I always planned to do Bengals. So starting that year, I was a little nervous. I mean, with Mallory, there was a lot of girls, a lot of good girls, and the older girls were really good too. So starting my sophomore year, I made it on the team. I was so excited. Everything was so exciting. Miss Jessica, it was great. Compared to – and it was COVID, so it was crazy. Everything was kind of –
we forget y'all are
we were
the
the COVID group,
seniors.
yeah.
That's right.
With COVID, everything was kind of delayed, just different. So even with the team then, it was still great. I was so excited. Going through the years, my senior year now, I've had the best 3 years on the team. I couldn't ask for better people to go through it with. It was
a great experience.
Yes.
Great experience. Mallory, so, just like, I guess, in football, baseball, any other sport, I mean, you guys work hard and work all the time. But, like Addison mentioned when she was a sophomore, when y'all were sophomores, y'all were kind of new. There's a lot of different stuff going on. You're learning the ropes. But now, senior year, it's y'all who are teaching the younger ones the ropes. So how do you go about doing that?
Well, like she said, I've been dancing my whole life as well. And doing Bengals, through COVID and whatnot, it was a journey, and it was really, it was really difficult because, we were rookies, they knew the ins and outs of Bengals.
But you've been able to take that experience that you've had over these last couple of years and pass it on to a couple of the sophomores that are on the team now. And fortunately for them, they don't have to deal with the COVID stuff. So it's just getting back in line. So about maybe dance and choreography or, all this stuff. I mean, everybody's been watching the Bengals for years and years and years, and it seems to be y'all keep doing more and more stuff. I mean, it's a lot of activity. Trust me, it's like when I'm running a camera on the pep rally, y'all are hard to follow sometimes because y'all got stuff going on in all parts of the deal. It's become a lot more theatrical. So tell me about that, how maybe that progressing into a couple of themes, if you will.
Yeah, okay.
Go ahead.
Jessica, Miss Jessica, working with her is really amazing, and how her visions and how she projects it on us it's amazing to see how her brain works, kind of, and being able to bring her vision to life.
Yeah.
Like through circus, especially Hollywood this year.
Yeah.
It was like the biggest thing
That was a really good one. I really enjoyed it. But all of them have been great. And Addison, going from that, where you did circus, you did a theme at the pep rally, and then sometime when you go to a game, now we hadn't had many home games, we just had one, but when you take something and have that dance at a pep rally and then maybe do a different one at the football games, I mean, how tough is that?
I mean, it's a lot of hard work and a lot of hours, a lot of formations, a lot to remember. I mean, sometimes we can't even remember what dance we have to do. There's been many times where we have to go, we're like, what dance are we doing? But I mean, it's the same feeling, whether it's from the pep rally to the field. It's still it's just that feeling you get.
Same
and it's
adrenaline rush.
Energy.
It's just energy. Well, it's anytime you perform and doing anything, I mean, you're going to kind of get that rush. That's kind of why you do it. All right, this summer you guys won a lot of awards. I mean, there's a reason why y'all are the nationally acclaimed, fabulous Bingle Bells, as you're introduced every Friday. during football season. So tell me some of those acclaims y'all got this summer.
We received first place, superior overall. 3 of our Bengals got first, second, and third.
Yeah.
And drill downs overall in the whole camp, like everyone.
Really?
Wow. I was drill down queen. We got the full out award. We received invitation to nationals. Like, we really got it all.
Many girls
there.
got All-American,
Yeah,
which is exciting.
All-American. Yeah.
So nationals, where's that this year?
Isn't it Disney?
Disney in Orlando?
Florida.
Okay. So that's coming up in the spring, I believe, is when all that stuff happens. Okay, so football games, pep rallies, that's where you get a bulk of the attention. What else goes on in a life of a Bingle Bell outside of all that?
Well, after football season, we'll start working on state in January, and that's even crazier than the football games and the pep rallies and going into the practices and staying up all night trying to perfect the dance to, get first place and the experience.
When you talk about going to state and things like that, Addison, tell me, how many routines do you guys have to know to go to one of these competitions?
Well, it's up to Miss Jessica what routines we do and who's in the routines, but they're very hard, very detailed. It's a lot of work during football season, but we are really working for state. Long hours, long practices.
Well, look, you can tell in the product that you guys put out every Friday. Not only during pep rallies, but also at the games when you get to dance. Sometimes you do. I don't know, why didn't y'all dance at Evangel? What was going on with that?
Oh.
I was just kidding. It was because it was nasty. Nobody wanted to be on that field. But it's not just that. It's all the hard work that goes in. This isn't just a football season commitment. This is a year-long commitment. And, kudos to y'all and Miss Jessica and the rest of y'all's team who do such a superb job, not only on your performance, but representing, the high school, and makes people proud to be Neville Tigers. So, and thanks for joining us here on Tiger Talk.
Thanks for having us.
Thank you.
All right, y'all did great. Y'all did great. All right, everybody. Give it up for Addison and Mallory. We're going to come back. We're going to talk to one of my favorites, Coach Chris Campbell, here on the other side of this break. We'll be right back here on Tiger Talk, live from Melvin's.
I'm Dr. Stewart Shelby with Family Solutions. When you hear the words Family Solutions, you may not know that we're a comprehensive, strength-based counseling and psychiatric clinic. Family Solutions provides psychiatric care, individual and couples therapy, child and adolescent counseling, psychological testing, medication management. We also provide occupational therapy, physical therapy, speech therapy, and ABA therapy in one convenient location. For more information on how we can help your family today, visit FamilySolutionsCounseling.org.
Hey Neville Tiger Nation, this season if you find yourself feeling a little under the weather, visit Go Family Health on North 18th Street. They cover flu shots, sports physicals, sick visits, annual visits, or if nothing is wrong, they can do your regular checkup. Go Family Health has a happy staff, clean office, and they can take care of all your family's healthcare needs.
This is Tiffany Terra with Go Family Health. We love our Neville Tigers, and we want to thank all of Neville Nation for always supporting Go Family Health.
When Neville Nation craves delicious fast food, there's only one place that comes to mind: Sonic Drive-In on North 18th. Whether it's a breakfast toaster on your way to work or school, one of the many lunch combos, a mid-afternoon Route 44 cold drink, a pregame popcorn chicken, or a postgame Sonic Blast, the Sonic on North 18th Street has you covered. So drive through or park and wait for a friendly car hop today to find out why our Sonic is the Sonic on North 18th Street in Monroe. It's definitely Tiger approved.
Truck accidents are different from car accidents. With trucks, you've got federal regulations that may apply all over the land. You need an attorney who's experienced in handling these cases, who knows all those federal laws, and has years of experience fighting for our clients. Here at Parker Alexander, we obtain justice for those who've been injured due to the negligence of others. Whether that's in a car accident, a truck accident, wrongful death, we also make our community safer. We hold violators accountable.
Call David's Mobile Detail and Power Wash for all your detailing and power washing needs and soft washing capabilities too. They detail cars, trucks, ATVs, UTVs, boats, and even planes. They offer commercial and residential hot water power washing on nearly all surfaces, including concrete, wood, and stucco. Give them a call, 547-3233, or visit them online at davidsmobiledetail.com, or stop by 2501 Washington Street in Monroe. David's Mobile Detail and Wash, proud supporter of Neville Tiger football.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
Welcome back, everybody, as we reached our third segment here on Tiger Talk. Got a nice crowd here at Melvin's Restaurant. A lively bunch this evening, as we welcome Chris Campbell, Coach Chris, into Tiger Talk, man. And it's our yearly visit on air. It's always a pleasure to sit next to you, sir.
Appreciate it. Thanks for having me here.
There you go. We just told you to put that microphone a little closer. You got people want it back there. Want to hear what you got to say.
Things close to my mouth. I don't like it.
Hey, all right, Coach. Got the DBs. You've had the DBs for a couple of years. You had we'll go quickly into having what you say to some very talented young men back there that are playing great coverage, and they're just up against a guy, a five-star type receiver like we saw last week, who just made some freakish and some weird things happen.
That guy was a different cat. Not what I'm about to say is no excuse. I got sophomores, juniors, I got babies back there right now. And then first time playing football for us, actually getting game experience. So, but that cat was a different dude.
Yeah, he was a different guy.
Yeah. I know Coach Collins. Saturday morning when we was in the office, he said, "Hey, you ever seen a college player?" They was. I said, "No, he a pro."
He's a pro.
He's a pro. I know once he ran right by Riley and went off his fingertips, I was like, wow. And when we were watching film, I was wondering why this cat always just standing there not going out. I know why, because he was going both ways. The young man was tired. So, big ups to that. He's 18, and he's going to make some noise. They're
going to make some noise down in that select division over there. But, you mentioned a couple of your guys there, but let's talk about your defensive backfield right now. Tell me some of the guys that are back there. We talked a lot about Robert Graves here earlier in the show. He had a lot of highlights from last, but he's not the only guy back there in the back end.
No, he's not. I just coach the corners, but, the guys that I coach are Cam Riley, Alan Price, Newton.
Okay.
Have a freshman, Juju. That's what we call him, Julian. Then the rest of the babies are White, Richard, Mason, Slim Shady, as I call them, O'Leary, So those guys, they are working real hard. They working real hard. And also, not to forget, is Elliott. He's out with
Aiden's had the wrist.
Yeah, I always tell him throw him up. So, but he's injured, and plus, Coach Wise is doing a great job with the safeties as well. So, I like the defensive staff. We all get along. Everybody laugh, joke, and play. We all call Coach Collins the old Baptist preacher because he always holding his hands up. So, get him something to laugh about.
Coach Collins could definitely preach.
Oh yeah.
We've all can attest to that. All right, so on the backfield, we got Ruston coming up, and you and I have been around for a lot of Ruston matchups on maybe players, coaches, the whole thing. But now you get a team that a lot of people have talked about Ruston as being one of the top teams in the state. They had a tough The only loss coming to Warren Easton there early in overtime, and they had that ball game dang near won, and then kind of let Easton come back. But other than that, they played an impressive schedule and beat some impressive teams thus far.
Well, if people just now starting to talk about Ruston, they crazy. I'm gonna go ahead and say that right now. They crazy. Ruston have always been a great team. They're going to play hard every down, even back in the days when you and I was in high school. Ruston always played hard.
It was always a war.
I tell people all the time, even though we have in-town rivals, but I don't consider them really a rival because of the matchup, the game win that we have against all these other teams in town. Ruston is the only team that I consider a rival because if you look at the win-loss, it's probably one or two
close.
games.
It's 48-40. So it is in our favor, but that was pretty much separated in the 2000s to like 2012. After that, it's been kind of back and forth between the two. That we gained a little bit. For the longest, it was 41-40, and then 42-41, and we shot it up right there. But the Bearcats, we've played for state championships against each other. We've played in playoffs against each other. We've played in regular season for district championships against each other. Hadn't been in the same district since we moved to 4A, but it's the longest standing rivalry game. I mean, opponent we face.
Yes, Coach Ball, I think he's doing a great job out there in Ruston. We got former Neville coach out there, Coach Taylor.
Yeah, Coach Taylor's out there.
So,
Kyle Williams.
They know Neville, and we know Ruston. So it's gonna be a physical game Friday night.
And from that backfield, from your perspective, I mean, you got a guy. Tell me the things your guys have to do well for y'all to be successful against a team like Ruston. They run that eye. They run the eye not only under center but also in the gun.
Well, we can't fall asleep. What I mean by just because they run, next thing you know they're going to pass. And two, what we've been working on lately is trying to have great eye discipline. What I mean by eye discipline is not falling in love with the quarterback, not looking back while the receiver is running, and we can't put our eyes on the receiver and looking back at the quarterback. So we got to have great eye discipline. If we have great eye discipline, me personally, I believe we can cover anybody. It just so be who want the ball the most.
Well, your guys, you talked about the youth. I mean, you mentioned a couple sophomores and some freshmen and stuff like that. They've grown up a lot, some of those young guys in the first 4 games from where they were against Evangel, which was a slop. Nobody really could tell anything there. And then you get to where you are now. I mean, you guys are balling out a little bit in that backfield.
We trying. Coach Vince keep calling my phone. I guess he probably watching it. But anyway.
Why would Vince, why would you call somebody that's talking live on TV?
Yeah,
that makes
want to be called
no sense.
Yeah, exactly. I see why y'all let him.
You go.
Yeah, I see why. But anyway, since that Evangel game from Washita, they stepping up. The more reps we get, the better we can be. The more, anytime we get out there and we can practice, the better they are. They ask a lot of questions. They watch a lot of film. When they come to the film room, I tell them, don't come in here with just yourself. Bring some paper. Ask questions. And that's what Coach Collins wants us to do, to teach these guys how to watch film, how to break film down, how to look at certain things, like what foot they have up, what are they going to do? I don't know. I guess he want me to answer, right?
We can put it on, turn it around and put it on camera. See who see. There he is, right there. All right,
Vito.
Stop. Stop calling.
But that's what Coach Collins wants us to do, and he's also teaching us the game as coaches. We got with Coach Courtney Wallace in there, John K. Those are 2 youngest coaches in the office. And everybody in that defensive office went to Neville. Even Coach Collins did his student teaching at Neville. So we have the best interest of the school. So, I appreciate that.
Well, it is. I mean, we've talked about it in the past, I mean, when it comes to kind of continuity amongst coaches, I mean, you've got – how long have you been at Neville?
Ooh, it's 20.
20 years.
20.
Exactly. 20 years. And we graduated, a little bit more than 20 years ago.
Exactly.
So, I mean, it's been a long – I mean, and you're not the only one that's been there. And we had a little bit through there. Some people have gone, left, and come back. I mean, but for a nucleus of you guys, I mean, there's a pretty good group that understand kind of what it requires, what players are asked to do, and how to ask them to do it.
I think with all the alumni that we have, we're the ones that have to keep the tradition going. Going for the next generation. Coach Herndon had this thing saying before us, after us.
Yeah.
So that's something that we take to the heart. I don't think no other school around here does that. But we believe in Neville. We think it's no other school but Neville. There's no disrespect towards other schools, but that's just how we think.
Yeah.
Over on, as people say, on foresight. That's how we think. It's no other school but Neville.
Well, look, we appreciate all the years of hard work that you put into the school and not only coaching these young men, but keeping that tradition alive. It takes guys like you to make that happen and keep those Neville flames burning, if you will.
Hey,
so
appreciate it.
I always enjoy talking with you, especially here on Tiger Talk. Maybe we'll get on the patio.
Yes, sir.
And enjoy a cigar or something like that.
Let's do it. Let's put it in the air.
All right, we'll do that. All right, folks, we've almost reached the end of Tiger Talk. Well, we got one more segment left. We bring Coach Tannehill back here to talk about those Ruston Bearcats, who will be facing Friday night over at their place. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back after these messages here from Melvin's.
Mama DeLuca's pizzas are custom made, fresh to order right in front of you. We offer 3 different sizes of pizzas, 9, 12, or 14. Mama DeLuca's pizza is prepared to your order. The pizza cooks in less than 3 minutes. We have 16 different toppings to choose from and 8 unique sauces to complete your pizza. In addition to pizzas, we offer to our customers boneless wings with your choice of a dipping sauce. Mama DeLuca's Pizza offers delicious garlic Parmesan breadstick, freshly made to order pasta rolls. We're Mama DeLuca's Pizza in the Subway on Lammy Lane, and we hope to see you soon.
When Neville Nation craves delicious fast food, there's only one place that comes to mind: Sonic Drive-In on North 18th. Whether it's a breakfast toaster on your way to work or school, one of the many lunch combos, a mid-afternoon Route 44 cold drink, a pregame popcorn chicken, or a postgame Sonic Blast, the Sonic on North 18th Street has you covered. So drive through or park and wait for a friendly car hop today to find out why our Sonic is the Sonic on North 18th Street in Monroe. It's definitely Tiger approved.
If you've been injured in an accident, you could be compensated in several different areas. You may have personal physical injuries. You may have financial injuries. You may have lost wages. These are all things that we can put our experience to work for to help you here at Parker Alexander.
Do you suffer from frequent back or neck pain? Were you in an accident and can't get rid of those constant aches? Maybe you're someone who deals with chronic migraines and tension headaches. It might be time to see how Martinez Chiropractic can help you. The goal of Martinez Chiropractic is to reduce or eliminate pain in just a few sessions using the latest in chiropractic technology. Don't suffer in pain another day. Call Martinez Chiropractic today at 318-654-4310 or see them in person, 1828 Tower Drive in Monroe.
Being a strong team means accomplishing great things by working together. Being a Neville Tiger means striving for excellence in all things. Origin Bank and Neville High School share a long history of making a difference in our community. Together with the Food Bank of Northeast Louisiana, we're able to provide meals to children, families, and seniors facing hunger in Northeast Louisiana. Origin Bank and Neville Tiger football, always a winning combination. Origin Bank, member FDIC.
Whether you're dining in or grabbing to go, at Nukes, we love to share great food, to delight with new flavors, to celebrate every bite. Join us at Nukes Eatery.
If you've lost a loved one through the fault of someone else, call Parker Alexander today. or visit parkeralexander.com for more information or to schedule an appointment.
Come by Melvin's Restaurant before and after the game for the best burgers and ribeyes in town. Melvin's Restaurant are proud supporters of the Neville Tigers and are home to Tiger Talk with Jeff Tannehill every Wednesday night. Come by Melvin's Restaurant, located on 1128 Oliver Road in Monroe, or call them at 318-325-2055. That's Melvin's Restaurant in Monroe.
Hi, welcome back, everybody, into Tiger Talk, and we've reached our final segment here on the Neville Tiger Network and Sunday 98.3. But real quick, once again, the set by Sleepy Hollow, and Joe Tiffany Falk texted me today a pic, and it's some black and gold patio furniture that just came in, and you need to go see her over there at Louisville on Louisville Avenue. It looks really good. Nicole
up there trying to buy
over there. She's already in there, but they can special order anything you want, any colors, anything else. But they've got some great stuff, and you go by and see them. Hopefully, maybe this weekend. It's supposed to be beautiful out. Some patio weather. All right, because I failed to do this last week, and let's go ahead and talk about our players of the week from last week, so I don't forget. Our Origin Bank players of the week were number 89, Jaden Gibson, and number 29, Robert Graves. And we mentioned Graves a lot there, and Gibson. Both had big nights respectively on either side of the ball.
Oh, without a doubt. Jaden did a great job of catching the football and running some routes. And, he did the part that we hadn't talked a whole lot about is about his downfield blocking. We talked a little bit about handling a while ago, but Jaden does a great job blocking downfield. And, on the defensive side, Robert had a lot of good plays in the open field the other night and graded out pretty good. But he's definitely been improving each week, and just proud to watch those guys play.
Well, and when you talk about playing as well, we thank Origin Bank for sponsoring our players of the week each and every game. As it is, let's see. I don't even know if they can hear that out there. I know it's coming in my headphones.
Can you hear that static?
Get up. Yeah, check that. There it is, right there.
Perfect.
Maybe there it comes back. But either way, we're going to power through it. I don't know if hopefully nobody at home can hear that static that we've got in our deal. All right, let's talk about Neville. Neville plays Ruston this Friday night. We're closing in on 100 times we've played these guys. I believe overall it's Neville has a lead 48-40.
1931.
1931. It's the longest running.
Second.
Well, it's the longest one that we have.
Oh, yeah, it's the longest
second
one we
to
have.
Homer Haynesville,
Right,
I believe.
They've got us by 4 or 5 years, I believe.
But as we roll through this year's Ruston team, we talked about. A lot of people have heard about Dyson Fields, the tailback. You've got Osborne, the quarterback, and then you've got Willis, who's kind of a hybrid quarterback, wide receiver.
Right.
A bunch of good athletes back there. But when you look at Ruston offensively, they're running, I formation, either under center or sometimes even from the shotgun. It's like the same offense that you get through there. So, anyway, talk a little bit about them and kind of what they do well.
Well, obviously they've got some good athletes. Aaron Jackson's a good wide receiver for them. Quarterback's a tremendous player. He's a tremendous athlete. And that's Osborne. And then Dyson Fields, one of the best running backs in this part of the country. And, he's got a lot of scholarship offers. And so, those three combinations there with the quarterback, tailback, and wide receiver, they got three weapons there. And then they go along with that, they've got a really good offensive line. So, they give you a lot of different looks. They'll go two-back gun. They'll go under center with an I formation with a big fullback in there. And, they'll use those linebackers at fullback, both of them. 22 is Jaden Mayfield, and 21 is Brylan Elmore. So they'll use both those guys at fullback. So they have some guys playing on both sides of the ball a little bit. But, and they've got a big tight end. I believe he's 87. Jackson Yates, who does a tremendous job of blocking. And so, they're very good on the offensive side of the football. Defensively, they run a 4-2-5, kind of basically the same thing we run, but they've got some big guys, up front, and then those two linebackers are really good players. They've also got, a strong safety. B.J. Green's a tremendous player for them. He's to me, he's one of their players that does a lot of things. He covers passes well. He plays the run well. He does a really good job for them on defense. And then, their big D tackle / D end, we don't know where he's going to play because he played end last year. He played tackle this year. Christian Davis, it says 6'3", 270, but he's 3 hundo.
He's a big guy.
He's a big guy, and he's very athletic. So, and then number 7 plays corner for him, Dawson Willis. He also plays a little wide receiver for him. So, really good on both sides of football.
Too, we haven't – the last time we went to Ruston, we played at Grambling. And that was, if you remember, it was just one of those crazy games. It was a game that the Tigers dominated there for the longest time.
3 quarters.
And then Ruston comes back and a crazy play, a 4th and forever.
Yeah, 4th and 30, I think.
They come up with a game winner there at Grambling. And you come back to our place, and Ruston kind of outplayed us a little for a good portion of that game, and then we did the same thing to them. It's been that back and forth. I believe we're 2-2 in the last 4 years against those guys. And Coach Ball and his staff, I know Coach Campbell and I discussed it briefly in our talk with him, but they had he's put together a pretty salty staff over there. Not only some big names, but also some of the old guard of coaching names in North Louisiana have come over there, and the staff at Neville, they've been with Coach Ball for a while now.
Oh yeah, they've done a great job over there. He's done, he's really got the program going back again, and this Ruston Neville rivalry has been going on since '31, and if you go back and look at the history books, very seldom has there been a blowout. I mean, we've had a couple, maybe 2 in the last 15 years, but even when one team, when one team has been that much better than the other, even those years, it's a 3 or 4 point ball game. So, when you drive over to Ruston this Friday night, you're probably going to see a good ball game. And, I'm just looking forward to see our kids play against some really good competition again this week, and just a physical football game. And that's what they try to do. They're a physical team.
Yeah. Hadn't been flashy, not putting up a lot of points over there.
No.
But they played good defense. They held some good teams to low offensive outputs. Lafayette Christian last week held them to 14 points, I believe, or 17 points, whatever it was. I think it was just 14, 21-14 or 17-14 what they won.
Yeah, it was a good game.
It was a good game, but very talented. But a lot of people thought Lafayette Christian might be one of the best teams in the state of Louisiana. And they went to their place and put up that type of numbers. I mean, they just limit that big play ability. Tigers,
it's a typical Ruston team. They play really good defense. They run the football effectively. They stay away from turnovers, and they try to keep the ball away from you. So the things that we have to do is, one, we have to limit turnovers. Everybody they've beaten this year has turned the ball over in the red zone at least once or twice for touchdowns going the other way.
Yeah.
We got to stay away from that. We got to be good in special teams this week. They have a really good kicker. He does a lot of things on the onside kicks. He can kick long field goals. He's a really good player. Those are things that we worked really hard this week on. Then we've got to execute on offense. If we get a chance to score in the red zone, we've got to score the football. Can't get field goals out of it. That's not what we're looking for. But it's a game of Friday night about execution. Who can execute the best? Who can be the more physical team Friday night? And we're going to get tested for sure. And I'm looking forward to seeing what our kids.
Well, we've been talking about the theme of this year was not where you start, but where you finish. You want to see improvement each and every week. We've seen that.
Oh yeah,
we've seen that both on the offensive side of the football and the defensive side of the football. Another stiff test faces y'all Friday night, and this is the last non-district game before you get into your district. Just rivalry aside, PowerPoint's on the line. I mean, a win against Ruston can do a lot of good things for the Tigers with this newly vamped playoff system. I mean, I don't think nobody else is thinking about that. It's crossed everybody's mind.
Right.
But and the same goes for them.
Same thing goes for them. They know what kind of game this is, and our kids know. You don't have to say a whole lot about rivalry. It's Neville Ruston, man. It's two of the best teams in the state playing, and two of the best programs in the state getting after it on a Friday night. It'll be a big crowd. It'll be happening over there at Ruston, and I think both of us are looking forward to this. Definitely so. So if you want tickets to the Ruston game, are there any at the school? It's Joy. I have those on sale. I believe it's tomorrow and Friday morning.
Friday morning after the pep rally.
Mm-hmm.
And then you can also get them at the gate. But if you want to get them pre-done, the parking over at Ruston's it's a neighborhood school.
Yeah.
It's kind of like Neville.
Kind of like parking at Neville.
Exactly. Yeah. So, but there's a lot of it over there, and it's a nice campus. And you got the hill and everything. I mean, it's just one of those old football stadiums. They got revamped after the tornado, but it still has that old feel and tight feel over there at Ruston.
Oh yeah, without a doubt. It's a good atmosphere to play in. For years and years, their coach was Hall Scarrett. Our coach was Bill Ruppel and Charlie Brown for years and years, and they did a lot of things exactly the same. Hence, the programs over the history of both programs.
Chick Childress. I mean, I saw something on the interwebs the other day about Coach Chick and Coach Charlie Brown went into the the Louisiana Athletic Hall of Fame the same day. And they were kind of
both very well deserved.
Very well deserved. So I mean, a lot of history, not only between the coaching staffs, but that was the thing. It didn't matter; they're friends off the field, but when you played, it was time to get it on. Looking forward to another good matchup, Coach, and wish you luck on Friday night.
Thanks, Stewart. We're gonna get after it Friday night.
All right. Well, this Friday night over in Ruston, the Tigers take on the Bearcats. We want you. Make it all possible to get over there. We would like to see some your butts in those seats over there at Hall Scarrett Stadium. We'll definitely have it on the Neville Tiger Network as well, and Sunday 98.3 if you can't make it for any reason. But let's get rid of that. Let's get over there.
Let's get over there. You can watch
go
the
buy a ticket
rewind
for
when
Miss
you get
Joy,
home.
and then you can watch the replay on Saturday. All right, folks. So thanks to all of our guests. We had Mallory Washington, Addison Moses, Coach Chris Campbell. As always, Jeff Tannehill. Thanks to Will Anders for doing everything that he does to help us out here on the network. Thanks to everybody for coming out here at Melvin's and Melvin and Diane and Annie and the rest of the gang for hosting us as they do every Wednesday. So with that, good night. We'll see you Friday night when the Tigers take on the Ruston Bearcats.